I had a case when I went to the World Pentecostal Conference in South Africa. One of the speakers made this statement that if you do not address the issue of HIV and AIDS, your ministry is irrelevant in today's Africa. And that's also one of those things that I started thinking is that how relevant is my ministry in Africa? I'm speaking about all kinds of things, I'm teaching about all kinds of things, but am I really addressing those relevant issues, that touch the church in Africa today?
So Milla, were you at that conference as well?
No.
So you came home and shared this then with Milla?
Yeah.
Yes, we did, and then the other thing is that it wasn't only a sharing of this, but it was being confronted with this day by day.
Yeah.
We have people around us who are HIV positive.
We meet people who are living with the infection every single day, and it's touching everybody. So you know somebody, or somebody from your family is infected. It's so common.
So take us then to Christmas of 2005.
Okay, 2005. Before that, I was in a crossroad with my life. Our kids had grown up, so there was more time for me to do something. And I had given God a promise in the summertime 2005 that I want to do something in a community. But God, please, you bring the job for me. And then we decided that we want to do a Christmas food fundraising for people who are living in absolute poverty. And that should target only people who are poor, not according if they are Christians or non-Christians. It's just people who are in poverty. It was a reach out thing. And it was such a blessing that one meal that we had planned, and we had no fundings, we just planned it and started with zero. And with one meal became a food for 1 month for each family, and we gave food for 120 families, and the average size of the family was about, was it 6.7 or something like that, people per household. And that Christmas meal was a starting point for Caring Hands.
Caring Hands.
Mm-hmm.
So Caring Hands' mission statement is what?
Our goal is that we want to help people to break the cycle of poverty in their lives.
And what are some of the things that you're doing at Caring Hands?
Okay, from that Christmas, what we did at Christmas, we collected some of the ladies who were living in absolute poverty. Absolute poverty is earning less than $1 a day.
Yeah.
We trained 15 ladies to make recycled paper beads.
50, did you say?
15.
15.
And now we have in our group over 50, and we could train even more. But the problem is that we need to establish the markets so that there are cases, people who come and queue and they get applications, and the stories are devastating. But when you look at the ladies who we took on a program, they were really desperate. But now, if you look at them now, they have earned themselves maybe a house, maybe a land. They are able to provide for their own children, paying rent, bringing food on the table. Nobody wants to be a beggar. No. And when you're doing something so beautiful like this.
Okay, tell us about this. Your beautiful jewelry is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're making this.
Yeah, and it is bringing up your self-esteem. If in Africa, woman's life is not valued as much like it's valued here. Mm-hmm. Women don't have a say. So if a woman is oppressed, or it's for a woman to be lifted up from poverty, it's a miracle. Mm. And these ladies are survivors.
So tell us, how do they do this? I can't believe this. I'm finding this very hard to believe.
And here's yours, Kathy, that Milla gave you.
This is paper.
Yeah, can I tell you, this is Fatuma Namome, who is a Muslim widow, who is in a group, has several children. She's HIV positive, husband died of AIDS. And she once told, we had visitors, and the ladies usually give their testimonies, and she told the visitors that I'm so thankful for Caring Hands, what they have done for me. The people in Caring Hands opened up, they welcomed me, and I feel like I'm not discriminated. I feel that I'm loved. And you know, with Muslims, that's the way to win them for Christ. You need to love people for Christ.
And with Caring Hands is that we have not once ever preached or, you know, held a revival service or anything like that. We don't take our Bible out and preach to them or to any of the people. Our simple goal is to help people that are living in poverty. And St. Francis says that, you know, preach the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words. Yeah. And we are preachers of the gospel, but, you know, we're trying to do it just simply through our actions.
Yeah, and then the women, when they gather, they start singing, they start doing it. It's very powerful.
So tell me, take us through this process. I don't understand
Recycled
how this can happen.
Okay, usually what they do, like people always ask that, how long does it take to make a necklace? It's a process. You do things in steps. They first go to the market to buy recycled paper, usually posters. And then they get home, they mark the papers, they cut them into strips. And then they roll them with the needle, and then roll it so that it becomes like a bead, and they use a little bit of glue. After rolling several of them, they put them on like a fish line. They varnish them. Like the color that is here is just the color of the paper itself.
Oh, really?
It's beautiful.
There is no added
so this
color.
This pattern was already there in the paper.
It's part of the paper.